Hi, I'm Paris, and I've got an interesting product to share with you today. It takes a new tack on fixing a very long-standing problem, which is dead car battery. Thanks to the folks at AutoWit for sending me this to try out. I was very curious about it and really wanted to see one in person. This doesn't have a battery inside of it, and yet when your battery dies, it can start your car.
EpicReviewGuys.
This is the latest technology in jump starters. It's a batteryless car jump starter. Rather than having a battery, it uses supercapacitors. So you can actually, even if your battery is very weak and won't start the car, you hook this up to it for a few minutes and it pulls the power out of that, stores it up, and then gives you a few seconds of really strong cranking power to start up your car. If your car battery is completely dead, you can plug it into the cigarette lighter of someone else's car and charge it up in a few minutes, or even use your cell phone charger. It will take a little more time to charge it up and get just enough power to turn your engine over. This unit should be able to start most passenger cars and trucks, gasoline engine and diesel. Goes for about $130. Find out more about it at the link down below this video. Capacitors are a cool technology. They can take a trickle charge of electricity and store it up and then give out one blast or a short-term blast of electricity. Maybe you've used one of those little cardboard disposable cameras that has a flash, and you can't just keep taking flash pictures. You have to give it 20 or 30 seconds between each picture because the capacitor is pulling the power from a little power cell in the camera and charging up to make that bright flash. Or another product that you hopefully don't have first-hand experience with, a heart defibrillator that puts that shock in to get a stopped heart beating again. They use capacitors also. And now capacitors have come to jump-starting your car. When you think about it, this is actually the device right here that does that. Makes a lot of sense because I used to have the portable charge-up battery. It basically has like a small car battery in it, which takes hours to charge up from the mains at your home. The thing with those is you need to have them in your car. And so what I would do is I would charge it up, put it in the trunk, and then 8 months later, when I have to use it, I find out the battery has discharged and I don't have any power, enough power in the battery of the car or in my backup. With this, you won't run into that issue. There's no battery in here. So you leave this in your car, and when the time comes that you have a battery that isn't powerful enough to start the car. Now, a completely dead battery, this isn't going to work with unless you can get the power source to get a charge out of this from somewhere else, which they give you those options. But most people, most of the time, you go out to your car thinking it's going to start and you get that click, click. So there's still power in there. The lights are still on. The radio's still playing, which you can listen to while you're waiting for AAA to come or someone to give you a jump start. Or if you have this, you hook this up with cables to your battery. Yes, the battery that doesn't have power to start the car, and it will draw power from that over the period of a few minutes and build that up so it can give you a good blast of enough power to turn the engine over, and you can get back home or get to a shop and buy a new battery. So again, this is the part, has the capacitors in it, weighs, 3 or 4 pounds. The only connection port is right here, and that is going to connect to this cable that comes from the controller unit. Here's a control box, which is also where the power conversion happens, so that depending on which type of power you're supplying to this, it converts it so that it can go into the capacitor and charge them up. And those power sources include hooking it up to your car battery or someone else's car battery so it can draw the power to charge the capacitors, or attach this cable and charge it up from the cigarette lighter of a car, and a port to plug in your micro USB cable to charge it up from your phone charger, or even a portable battery backup that you use for your phone. On their website, they do mention that you can use this from -40 Fahrenheit up to 158 Fahrenheit, so it doesn't suffer the temperature loss that batteries and backup batteries do at colder temperatures. You also can use it many times over and over, and it should start vehicles up to 5-liter gas engine, 4-liter diesel engines. Now, I don't have a dead or dying battery. In fact, it was about 3 months ago, I think, in the minivan that I did get stuck in a parking lot when the battery died. Didn't have jumper cables to ask for someone's help. Didn't have the jumper box. Wishing I had this with me. So I will go through the steps so you can see how it works. All right, this is under the hood of our 2012 Honda Odyssey minivan. And the battery is here The other terminal is back in there. I'm pretty sure I can reach it with these cables though. So the car is turned off right now. I'm going to attach these cables and then I should get a reading on this box of how the battery condition is, which should be green and good since it's a relatively new battery. And with the cables hooked up, it is telling me this battery has plenty of power to charge up the capacitor. I've plugged the cable from the box into the capacitor. Let me turn this on and that should start this charging up. It's flashing red because it's not ready yet, and we can see the capacitor charging up here. Change to flashing yellow as the capacitor numbers go up. In any case, we got solid green light and it says start mode is enabled. In the 10 minutes or so since I charged this up without using it, it has dropped to 12.5 volts, which is getting a little on the iffy side for being able to start the car. So this is something you have to charge it up, and when it's ready to go, you need to be ready to go because the capacitors lose their charge, because I guess over an hour or two this will probably discharge back to how it was before. But I will be keeping this in the back of the car for that inevitable day when the battery doesn't have quite enough juice to turn over the engine. And when that happens, I'll do an update about this product on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter at EpicReviewGuys. Find out more about this product at the link down below this video, and I'll see you on the next review.
Shopping is easy when you know what to buy at EpicReviewGuys. We give it a try.